Welcome to Kinesiology 777, Issues in Kinesiology. My name is Seek Su. Topic for debate is fighting in sports criminal? Here's the scenario. John is a huge hockey fan. He's 45. He loves to take his sons to watch his favorite team, the San Jose Sharks, play hockey. Dave is 11, Eric is 7. During a game between the San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings in the second period, a fight broke out. Eric, the younger son, asked his father, why did they fight? John, his father, answered, fighting is part of the game. In hockey, if a player has a problem with someone, they duke it out. At the end of the altercation, both players suffer minor facial lacerations and black eyes. In the third period, another altercation occurred, but this time things were more serious. A player was seriously injured in the fight and had to be carried out on a stretcher. David, the older son, asked his father, I don't understand why fighting is okay in sports, but when people fight in the streets, the police comes. John had to think long and hard about this question. So why is fighting in sports okay? Or maybe it's not. To fully understand the scope of this debate, this presentation will define some terminologies such as fighting and criminal. It will discuss why fighting in sports is an issue. It will also ask what kind of message this is sending to our future generations and how it impacts the PE teachers and our society in general. This presentation will use the definition provided by the lawdictionary.com. So the word fighting is defined as an encounter with blows or other personal violence between two persons. This presentation, criminal refers to a crime, and in this debate, crime refers to battery. The lawdictionary.com defines battery as any unlawful beating or other wrongful physical violence inflicted on a human being without his or her consent. Now please remember the key word consent, as it is vital in the discussion of this issue. So why is fighting in sports an issue in kinesiology and in society? Well, because there's clearly a double standard and society must address it. Kimbo Slice is now considered a mixed martial art fighter. He's fighting both pictures. On the right, he's considered a criminal for fighting illegally and for participating in backyard street fights. He will be considered a criminal because this is against the law. Now on the left side, he's doing the exact same thing, fighting, but this time it is in a ring, and this time instead of being called a criminal, he's now considered a winner. What is society teaching our children? Athletes fight in sports because we're taught to win at all costs. We hear coaches and players say this all the time, win at all costs. Here's a case of Lance Armstrong. He was arguably the greatest cyclist in American history before he was caught cheating with performance-enhancing drugs. Eventually, he was stripped away of all his cycling accomplishments and banned from the cycling world. So even though he didn't fight, but he cheated to win at all costs, we must remember to teach our youth to play within the rules of the game. No cheating. Athletes fight also because of the never quit mentality. In the heat of the game, emotions run high. Fights can break out even among Hall of Famers like Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller. On the left, we see Michael and Reggie get into an altercation with fists go flying during a game in 1993 between the Bulls and the Pacers. On the right, years later, when Jordan was playing for the Wizards and Miller with the Pacers, we see the mutual respect that they have for each other as players and also as human beings. So the never quit mentality must also be taught with the philosophy of mutual respect for opponents. Teachers and coaches are greatly affected by this issue because they're the ones that are supposed to teach the rules of the game and the philosophies. Altercation can arise from unclear rules. Teachers and coaches must clearly define the rules so that the players know exactly how to play within the rules. The winning philosophies such as never quit and win at all costs must be explained clearly. Teachers and coaches must address this issue of cheating. So cheating is never part of that equation. Also, they should teach how to be a good sport and respect others. Lastly, if a fight were to occur during a school event, the teachers and coaches could be liable for negligence if injuries do occur. All of these are important issues directly impacting the PE teachers and the coaches. How does this issue impact our society? How does society define a good sport? Dictionary.com defines sportsmen as a person who exhibits quality, especially esteem in those who engage in sports, has fairness, courtesy, good temper, etc. No definition mentions brutality, viciousness, or any of the other violent actions. Fighting draws TV ratings. Fighting is widespread in sports, with roots in ancient times. When violence of fighting increases in sports, fan attendance and TV viewership goes up. In the book Social Psychology of Sports, and quoting Gordon Russell, outside of wartime, sports is perhaps the only setting in which acts of interpersonal aggression are not only tolerated but enthusiastically applauded by a large segment of society. In recent years, however, violence in sports, both on and off the field, has come to perceive as a social problem. So our society is somehow drawn to violence. Is this good or bad? Jack Tatum, a former NFL player, also known as the Assassin. In his book, They Call Me Assassin, he made no secrets about his motivation during a game. To quote him, "I've never made a tackle just to bring someone down. I want to punish the man I'm going after, and I want him to know that it's going to hurt every time he comes my way." Is this criminal? Or is it just part of being a good sportsman?